What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Is it 12? What time is it? Oh, it is 12. So, I did not plan to go live. I am going live because I want to go live. And because I just want to talk. I just want to talk. I just want to be present. I just want to be in the moment. I feel like it's weird being back. I can't lie. Um, I feel like every time I make a video, I do think about you know things that probably don't fucking matter, like things that really don't matter to me, but they matter in the sense that obviously, if you're creating, I guess you want to be heard. I guess you're creating because you want to be seen. And in some ways, I think that that's true. In other ways, I'm here for the people that missed me. I feel like I'm noticing a lot of unfollows, and I'm not mad because I feel like I'm sure people were assuming that if I come back, that means that I'm doing story times, or that I'm doing outfits of the day, or that I'm doing things that I used to do, and I'm not. I'm not. I feel like I am pretty much trying to just be present. I'm trying to uh, facilitate conversations that matter to me. Responding to other YouTubers that I feel like are creating really dope content. I have things that I want to. I have things that I want to say. I also have objectives that I want to meet. So, truth be told, uh, this channel is gonna go through a lot. Like, this channel is gonna go through a lot. I'm trying to make a new space where I don't really feel like anything was. I feel like I always was creating my YouTube videos because I enjoyed making them, not for any monetary gain. To be honest, like, people had to tell me to become a partner. I had no fucking clue that I could even become a partner. Like, that was just not my objective. And I feel like now it's still not my objective, but I do think that it's hard. It's gonna be hard for me to get used to being present in a way that I never was. I feel like before, when I would upload, I would spend my morning doing my face, making sure my hair looked perfect. I would literally go out of my way, what's up, Sid, to look as beautiful as possible because that was what I knew would be acceptable. I knew that if I opted in, if I was willing to play the game, if I was willing to spend the money on the beauty culture and opt in, then from the feedback I was getting from people following me to people just telling me I'm so pretty and things like that, um, that was what I got out of it. A large part of being visible online was being complimented, and I feel like I didn't really think about how much that was something that I enjoyed, how much that was something that I used at times to facilitate actual self love, actual self appreciation, because I feel like others were appreciating me. Nobody's late. This is just a video that I'm making. If you're coming in, you're coming in. But I'm not. I'm not really making this like a video to communicate one on one with anyone. It's more so I'm making a video and you happen to be here while it's being created. If you want to talk, feel free. But the topic is that fat women, fat non men don't owe you any beauty. So I'm taking a minute to get to my point. I'm warming up. So my kisses from Portugal. Yes, come through Portugal. Um, I feel like when I was first creating my YouTube, I was really just invested in being beautiful. That was it. I literally just wanted to be pretty. I just wanted to be visible. I just wanted to be cute. You know, that's all was on my mind. There was nothing more than that. That was the base. And it wasn't until I feel like I got dragged for not acknowledging privilege that I finally was like, whoa, I'm over here getting all this clout and shine literally for being naked on the internet or partially naked or being silly or having a cute face. And that's really when I started to realize that people were really giving a fuck about how I looked, so much so that that was all people could see. I didn't ever feel like people were super invested in me outside of my physical, outside of how I looked, outside of what I would mean being with them. And I think, as I've talked about before, with the pickles, my experiences growing up in a household not getting loved properly, I feel like the internet kind of gave me the boost of confidence that I didn't get from home, I didn't get from school, I didn't get from my peers or my friends, and I feel like it kind of started to affect me in my day to day. I feel like it was deeper than escaping. I felt like powerful. I felt powerful for the first time. I never really felt powerful until I started having a following online. Until people, seemingly cared about what I looked like. I didn't really invest that much in myself. And so I feel like it was just a wild ride, I think, being visible, being fat, being just representing for anybody, more than myself, wasn't what my goal was in the beginning. I genuinely just wanted to stunt and look fly. That's genuinely it. And so, as I said, when folks were dragging me, I was like, damn. I was like, wow, folks are coming at me. I didn't choose to be light skinned. Like my reaction to being dragged was probably the worst reaction you could have because no one was even dragging me like that. Like no one was even dragging me like that. But personally, I took it I took it very personally. I took what people were saying about my privilege as they didn't really see me. They thought that I was living a life that they had seen on TV, that they had seen play out in a movie. Like I part of me denied the reality of having light skin privilege because personally I had felt like I had gone through so much stuff that I was literally conflating colorism with classism. I was just conflating so many things. And it wasn't until I was actually um, able to read and educate myself because a drag is only one part of education. I feel like if people are dragging you, you need to go take the time to read and educate. You can't force the people that are trying to drag you and hold you accountable to also do the work of educating you and teaching you. So I definitely was doing my reading, was doing my research, and was trying my best to understand because I know that my reaction was just not what it should have been. And I'm not making excuses, but I do think that my reaction was coming from a genuinely ignorant place and not from a bigoted, um, anti-black place. It was genuinely me not understanding how my privilege was oppression, if that makes sense. I wasn't understanding how me being privileged was automatically oppressing, but the very energy of privilege is oppressing. White people are privileged, and therefore The rest of us are oppressed by the white supremacy. Therefore, a white person doesn't necessarily have to do anything physically to be violent towards you. Things that can be violent are things that probably don't even seem like they're connected to you exactly, even though they are. Housing, for one, if a bunch of white people move to a neighborhood that's predominantly black, obviously those white people are like, well, we're getting a good deal. We're not purposely trying to displace, but if displacement happens, then oppression obviously to displace others. So literally capital and privilege allow you to be violent in a way that doesn't seem violent, because we really in our society, we dead ass only see violence as I hit you, I cut you, I physically did something to you. We don't see violence as embedded in systems and systemic oppression. But that's a little bit of a byproduct of this conversation. I think what all right, train. All right, train. Go off. For like 1 second, I wanted to start screaming, ring the alarm, but wrong noise. Wrong noise. I always think about how people in New York always have sirens going through. And I feel like I have been so fortunate that for the most part, nobody really hears the train go by my house like this. But here we are. There's gonna have to be one. There's gonna have to be one train vlog where we're just getting train noises. Yo, this train is long as fuck. Goddamn. How much train? Bitch, this is miles of train. This train is 3,000 miles long. Like, this is out of control. How is the train still training? We're gonna power through. We're gonna power through. So, as I was saying, um, my main objective being online before I had any understanding of Politico was genuinely just to be beautiful on the internet. I had zero motherfucking critique on anything. I just wanted to be seen. And it makes me think of when I was in my late teens, how I would like dead ass get dressed up just to go for walks, just to be seen. And my desires to be visible, my desires to be normal, my desires to be not just seen, but viewed as worthy, viewed as beautiful, and putting so much stock in that that I feel like there's like a fear that I had of coming back. I've obviously gained a lot of weight. I obviously don't give a fuck about having the most laid wig for you to feast your eyes upon. I don't care about that shit anymore. I'm not going to lie. I feel like if I do look all the way put together and you want to comment on that, that's dope. I appreciate that, of course. But personally, I feel like that's not my main goal. My main goal is to not be like the baddest fat bitch, because I feel like Lois Key, I feel like trying and desiring that reality was never good for me. That never made me really feel good. If anything, it made me feel hyper aware of how I didn't have this outfit to do this trend. It made me super aware that I need to be taking pictures of my body and still curating what I show of people, despite the fact that I'm fucking fat. Like, I'm fat. Any type of minimizing my fatness, like, it's not necessary, but it was. Taking pictures from high angles, making sure that even though I'm fat, I don't want to look that fat. And that fat, which I am now, experiencing this reality that, there was still a part of me that I felt like I couldn't really exist as. There was a part of me that felt like I couldn't all the way be visible and fat unless I was beautiful. There was just this energy, and I feel it still. I think a lot of people I follow on Instagram, not all of them are on some I'm a plus size model because I happen to have a beautiful face and wear expensive clothing. Like I'm not following just people like that, but I feel like following people like that definitely made me feel like I had to step up a game where there is no game. There is no game. We are regular fat people, but seemingly engaging in beauty culture in a specific way, wearing certain clothes, participating in capitalism, it literally makes you feel elite. It makes you feel like you're doing better, like you're doing more, you're excelling, you're thriving, and it's so fucked up how a good look can literally make you feel like I'm doing better. I'm doing something. And it's not just about comparing, it's about the reality of politics for fat people. We expect fat people, especially fat women and fat non men. So I'm talking about fat non binary people, people who are gender fluid, people who are agender, folks like that feel like we need to be partaking in some kind of beauty privilege. We need to be svelte. We need to not have flab. We need to not have rolls that are hanging. We need to be a certain shape. We need to have our body sit a certain way. And I just think of all the ways that, you know, our visibility was so important, but at the same time, still fucking toxic. And I'm personally reconciling with the reality that even though I was saying love your body, I still made the choice to put on a wig, do my makeup, put on earrings, put on a high waist pair of fucking leggings to hide my gut. Um, a fucking bando bra, and I'm in a hallway, literally like wearing all black, which is the most slimming thing ever. Telling people to love their body when I literally am contorting myself into a shape that's very ambiguous. So part of the journey that I've been on is also realizing that telling people to love themselves is not the move. People will love themselves in ways they will not like themselves in other ways. To pretend as if we're always on the journey to self love, bullshit. We're not. There's times where we're on the journey for brownies at 2 o'clock in the morning, and maybe that for us is healing, self care, but it has nothing to do with self love. You know, there's times where you're just not there. There's times where you're just not able to really be caring for self, and there's nothing wrong with you if that's your experience at the moment, or if that's your experience coming up. Exactly, healing is not linear. Healing is not something that just poof, you're good. But also I think the subliminals, you know, the subliminals of it all. I feel like so many people tell me that they really appreciate what I've said in the past, and you know, I think about how we're all really struggling to like ourselves as we are. There's a huge conversation happening about how we need to, you know, be getting surges, and you know how Instagram is harming us and harming young femmes, young girls, young children, who see these bodies and they think they're real because people won't be honest and people won't be real about the fact that your visibility doesn't necessarily mean that you're you need to be giving us beauty. You need to be giving us this polish. I feel like there are so many people out here that are so shook from starting a YouTube career because they don't have the right camera, they don't have the light kit, they don't have this or that. But the reality is you do. You do have all of that. You don't need the best camera. You have fucking enough. You have enough. If you have something to fucking say, this is the time to say it. Make a platform for yourself. I feel like for me, my platform was nothing. I didn't want anything. I just wanted to exist, and I wanted to show people me. That's what I genuinely wanted. I didn't want to I didn't want to be a role model for fat femmes. That was not my goal. But I do think that at some point, I kind of felt like, well, I am a champion of the motherfucking fat people. Like, I am here. But my beginnings were very similar to a lot of other fat femmes in that I felt a struggle to, actually be authentic. I felt a struggle to actually exist, Like, I felt a struggle to live my truth and share my actual truth and not just share what I think other people want to hear and what I know people could use. Because sometimes the reality is the strongest of us, the people that uplift, we're weak. We have hurts. We need friends. We need care. And I think that there are times where I think that I was coming off more like someone who was more equipped to give advice than to receive it. And I'm learning that receiving advice, getting feedback, hearing other people's points of view is really the point of it all, because there's nothing that I know completely. And even if I do know something very well, I can always learn from someone else. I can always take something from someone else. And I have to be willing to hold myself to that standard. I think it's hard. It's hard when you raise yourself, when you really count on yourself a lot, um, to believe other people, to hold other people's words as meaningful. But it is necessary. It is necessary to just hear others out and listen to where they're coming from. But getting back to my main point, I feel like I just wanted to say nobody fucking owes it to you to be beautiful. Nobody owes it to you to have their wig right. Nobody owes it to you to wear lashes. Nobody owes it to you to do anything body, beauty, mod related. Like, I really want us to really strive to understand why somebody might not want to be participating in beauty culture. I want folks to, go out of their way to really look at their skin when they wake up and note that maybe there are some blemishes, maybe there are some lines, some wrinkles, some sleep, some eye boogers or some shit like that. Get into your morning face. I want folks to really just like look at how you look and just become comfortable. I'm not saying love yourself. I'm saying look at how you look. Look at how you look and don't hold people to a standard that you are not even at. And I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean to say, I know my ass barely has eyebrows. I know this. So I really don't come for people's eyebrows. I really don't look at people and say, "Oh, well, you could." For what? For what? This idea of performance, especially in fat bodies, is just so real. Like, if you really just take 5 minutes out of your day, look at any fat person. What up, Cleasy Boo? Look at everybody has a morning face. Everybody has a non made up face. Everybody has like right now I just came from the pool. My face is stripped. I don't even have moisturizer on. Well, I got some oil from earlier that's a little bit still there, but still, oil is not gonna change nothing really. It does hydrate. It does hydrate. Rather it seals. It seals. But yeah, so I just feel like I just want us to just acknowledge that like there's work. There's work to get ready. There's work to get beautiful. There's work to get to the beauty. Beauty is capitalism. Beauty is capitalism, and increasingly more and more, feminism or femininity rather, femininity, the idea of what is feminine, which in my opinion is very large. But what people think is feminine these days costs money. People are like, oh, I want a gigantic ass. that is not free or cheap. I feel like even if you try to gain booty in the gym, you're still adding money to your food budget. You're still adding something. You're still putting your money into that. So there's so much that goes into being beautiful, especially as a fat femme. I think people don't want to clock it, but people really, really act like beauty and femininity isn't couched in whiteness. They really want us to sit here and act like the idea that, you know, a woman of color's beauty is always scrutinized, like that shit's not global. Like that shit's not just normalized everywhere we go. And so when we see a fat black femme, we are almost conditioned to see a mental picture of a Precious, of a Big Mama's house, of a Rasputia. There's this idea that all fat women are darker skin, all fat women who are darker skin are a certain level of intelligence or a certain level of class. These things are stereotypes that our media serves up on a platter to everyone's eyes. Everyone's eyes. So when people see a fat black femme or a fat black person who is non femme identifying, they're automatically pulling from 5 or 6 references of truly flat, one dimensional caricaturization of what a fat black woman or femme or non man is. And we are all so vastly different. We are not all the same in any way, shape, or form. Could you imagine if somebody said all thin black women were like XYZ? Could you imagine the mental gymnastics? And yet, we still let it rock that like there's this idea of fatness that is not only erasing of the very many fat black femmes who exist outside of these stereotypes, but the truth that we are not a monolith and we are also not all one health as much as we are not all one way of being, speaking, or reacting to anything. And it's so frustrating because I think that in ways I know unless I'm willing to engage in beauty as I did in the past, I fucking know that there is not a place for me in the sense that when folks are calling on activists who are fat, um, there are 9 times out of 10 calling white women who are wearing the ASOS curves, are wearing the Nordstrom racks, who are fitting into the Forever 21 pluses, who are opting into beauty culture, who literally actually, I shouldn't even say opting in, because I really do think that a part of opting into to beauty is, again, a white concept. The idea that them calling a white woman to a million times to be the body positivity face, to be the representation for let's love our fat bodies. It's always a non extra fat white woman or white passing person or white adjacent person. And 9 times out of 10, they find the person with the most beautiful face and body. They're not going out of their way to find a fat woman. They are going out of their way to find a woman who looks fat enough to pass as plus size. Let's clock that as well. They're not starting from the fattest person and saying, yes, like, we need you. They're literally getting a bunch of thinner people together and saying, you got some meat, you got some jiggle or wiggle, and we're going to take you on in. I rarely see actual larger fatties. And I feel like there's a difference between someone who's a size 18 and someone who's a size 28. Obviously, there are 10 sizes between, no, 5, excuse me, 5 sizes between those. But I still feel like, isn't it really fascinating? Actually, that's so crazy. That's so crazy that 18 and 28 are 5 sizes in between each other. Isn't that really crazy? I just feel like even the idea of fat clothing is insane when you think about it. A size 18 to size 28, 5 sizes away from each other. And it's all based on vanity sizing. So, girl, I'm tired. I'm really tired. I really feel like it's unfortunate that there was ever a point in time where I felt like I had to like be looking super beautiful to literally talk about anything. But more so, it's annoying when I really have some hot fire to speak, when I really have some shit to really say, and I feel like, oh, I don't have eyebrows. Oh, my wig isn't laid. Like, who gives a fuck? You think that motherfucking Ben Franklin's ugly ass was like, oh shit, my motherfucking widow's peak. Oh shit, my horseshoe looking crazy. Like, fuck no. These motherfuckers look dusty from fucking morning to fucking night. And they still made it in the history books. That's the thing that frustrates me, is that we really want to tell not just femmes, but fat femmes, you know, that you really need to be photo ready. You need to be a camera goddess. And the worst part about it is, if you really look, most of these fat femmes, and I'm not even gonna say fat black femmes, because truty, most fat black femmes don't have a choice. There are a couple that I see that don't really say shit about politics, and I'm like, all right, sis. All right. There's only a few that I see that really don't say shit, but majority of the fat femmes that I see in any position of power, they don't have to talk about anti-blackness. They don't have to talk about a lot of the topics that I know are necessary. I know that part of revolution. I know that as a fat black femme, that like part of my freedom and liberation is in all of us being free. I know that I can't be free till motherfuckers is free. So, with that being said, I need to be talking about the shits. I need to be actively, you know, calling out oppression, actively living that life. And I know that shit, but I also know that if I was willing to be palatable, I would have more privileges. I'm aware of this. I am aware. I am aware that if I was willing to lose weight, if I was willing to talk like this and make everybody feel super comfortable in my presence, that I would have more followers, I would have more views, I would have more reach. I get that. But at what point do we ask someone to not be so that they can succeed? At what point do we do that? At what point do we decide, you know what, you need to not be, because, you know, if you're gonna succeed, you need to actually create a whole new persona. That is a lot of times what we ask of black women, period, fat or not. We ask, not we, because I ain't a part of that shit, but there's always this energy that black women, black femmes, black non-men have to be giving you a reason to fuck with us, to have to be giving you a reason. Like, we have to be performing on 100,000 million to get less than what we deserve. And I'm just sick of the tap dancing. I think that when it comes down to it, if you support black fat femmes out here doing work, dope. But if you don't support us because our wig or our hairline or our pinky toe or our clothes, fuck you. Fuck you for real. Because there are people out here that will really sit up here and act like these white fat femmes who don't do shit for the community, who literally just sell merch. Literally, a lot of these fat body positive activists, sis, all they do is sell t-shirts and stickers, and folks be acting like they did something. They did something. They didn't do shit. They really didn't do shit. A lot of them get a call, get a sponsorship, and that's why they decided to give you a 3-paragraph long inspirational post, bitch. They don't care about inspiring your ass until they get a little sponsorship where they gotta... You know how they be. They got one little roll hanging off their arm talking about, I love my body. It wiggles and jiggles and I don't care. Bitch, Carrie, you're a size 16. I bet it's not hard to love your body when you could go into a Target right the fuck now and you have a whole section for Junior Miss. Sit your ass the fuck down. I'm sick. I'm really sick. Yes, it's aggravating the most to me because there are so many non-black women of color, because I'm coming there too, who really will gatekeep, who really will be the little spice of color, the little pop of color that is on the same shit. When you are a person of color around white folks who are not being active in spaces where they can be, you're complicit. I see a lot of complicity. Child, exactly. A lot of body positivity comes from black women. Actually, get into bbw.com, bitch. Excuse me, bbw magazine. There is a huge history of black fat femmes being the pioneers of body positivity. But who is the ones that we see? Who reaps the benefits? You think that it's a coincidence that we see Rebel Wilson? You think it's a coincidence we seen our first young fat white woman with a damn a muffin top? Y'all think that this is random? No, it's because there is this acceptable fat movement happening, especially for white women who are not conventionally attractive. The Lena Dunhams, the Amy Schumers, the white women who don't look like the Jennifer Anistons. They're sick of her. They're sick of seeing Jennifer Lawrence. They want one for the basics. They want one for the regulars, for the regular down home sweet Alabamas. And it's so frustrating because if you really clock it, fat white women have been winning. Winning. And you want to know why it is? Because any white person who is oppressed, they are never looking for the oppressed group to win. Notice that. They never want the whole group to win. They want to win. Why? Because they're Caucasian, bitch. Because they're Caucasian and they're used to that privilege, but not when it comes to sizeism, when it comes to fat phobia. Don't let a gay white man get into you, bitch. Don't let a gay white man get into you, because you know what he's going to say? Well, why am I being treated like this? Why is this happening? Like, the gay white men, 9 times out of 10, they're out here acting as if the community hasn't been fractured. They're acting as if the trans community isn't a part of the LGBTQIA plus. They're acting as if they're the only ones. Why the fuck gay marriage is like a hot button topic when, quiet as it's kept, sis, I feel like the community more so has an issue with housing and careers. You know, money, money and personhood, actually, number one. But for them, they're like, oh girl, we're trying to get married, sis. The white gays come out for gay marriage, bitch. What do? They come out, girl. They show out. They have a parade. They have all types of shit going on for the marriage, girl. But when it comes down to homelessness of queers of color, where they at though? Where they at though? And that's why I say, like, these fat white women, girl, the fat white women, they are really, you know, as far as I'm concerned, they have no desire for any women of color to make it but their one friend. Notice that. And this is to all y'all fat black femmes that got a white gaggle. You will win as long as you are their token, baby. As long as you're a token, you will win. I'm just letting that be known. Once you decide to hold niggas accountable, once you decide to make it clear that you're not a mammy, once you make it clear that you will not be pigeonholed and you will not be gaslit into reactionary politics, girl, good luck. I hope you got some niggas around you, some people that really fuck with you. Because once you actually divest from whiteness, divest from being that token, divest from being a step and fetch it, I promise you, sis, you will notice that the people that used to swarm around you and buzz around you, they're gone. They're gone. And you want to know why? They're gone because they can no longer control the narrative of you and their friendship on some color of friendship type shit. They can no longer control you. The more white people are around a person, especially a black person, girl, it starts to make you feel almost apathetic for not apathetic. It makes you feel empathetic to them despite the fact that they don't feel none of that for you. You feel me? They feel none of that for you. And again, I'm not saying that all white people are evil. I'm saying that fat white women in the body positivity community are more concerned with selling a fucking t-shirt and talking about F your beauty standards and scamming their fans more than they do about the liberation for fat femmes. If fat white women wanted us all to win, don't you think that they would be like, more concerned with, I don't know, racism in fat spaces, the couching of fat phobia in black women's bodies? Like, can we talk about how like there's this narrative that fat femmes are all automatically fat? That fat phobia literally, excuse me, that anti-blackness literally is the catalyst for fat phobia. That white people dead ass saw black people as bigger than what they naturally are, what they truly are. That it was such a stigma that they have created this lie that all black women are big, that all black women have a natural deepness to our voice. That is not the case. Again, there's so many lies about who black women are, and it's very fucking weird. Amber Dawn, here's my thing. I feel like black folks do embrace each other. I think it's unfortunate to derail a conversation where I'm talking about how white women are clearly dominating and clearly erasing and asking why black people can't embrace each other. I feel like that's similar to saying that let's say let's posit what you're saying in a hypothetical, right? Let's say all black people were in power, right? Let's say all black people were in power, right? And let's say for a long ass time, we had not only been in power, but we also had disempowered white people. You feel me? That's what I feel. I feel like they like if black folks were in a position of power and we were systematically, dismantling whiteness. We were constantly picking apart whiteness. I feel like it would be so crazy for if somebody said, well, I'm a white person and I never see representation, for someone to pop out and be like, well, I think y'all should take care of yourselves. Like, girl, if there was an ability to take care of ourselves, we are doing it and we would be doing it. You feel me? Like, if there's an ability to do it, we're doing it. What I'm saying is, I feel like there needs to be action on white fat women's parts when it comes to it. Thank you for the $2. I appreciate you. Bitch, yes. Come through. Bitch, you already know. Listen, the Kit Kats went up, so thank you. The Kit Kats used to dead ass be $1, bitch. They're playing games with the king size. They're playing games with the king size. So, as I was saying, I'm pretty much coming for this idea that like we're good with body positivity, because in my opinion, my abhorrence for body positivity and for how fat white women maneuver in the space has really been from the fact that a lot of these fat white women are literally just talking about how they got bullied. Uh, None of them are really in a position where they can't find clothes though. Like, none of these fat white women that get put on, none of them are essentially like so fat that they like actually like they never really put on like the fattest, of any person, you know what I mean? Like, there's still a cap for how fat white women could be, you know what I mean? Sarah, I agree, but I wonder, like, what pain are fat white women going through besides the pain that we share as fat people? You feel me? Because I feel like there's this idea that, like, fat white women are going through something extra on top of being fat. It's really crazy. It's really crazy that, like, that no fat white woman thinks, like, let me not talk anymore. Like, let me just step back. You know what I mean? Like, that's what bothers me the most, is that there's this idea that like fat white women are going through some extra shit. But really, the only extra shit there is they're sick of not getting the white privilege no fucking chaser, hold the oppression with fat phobia. Like, they're like, girl, I'm white though. I'm white. Like, they can't handle it. Like, I feel the same way about white gays. I feel like there are white people who go through trauma and they really be thinking that, like, there's something of it like anti-blackness. Not at all. Fat phobia is a derivative of anti-blackness. So is ableism. Honestly, anti-blackness is such a jump off for so many different oppressions that I really don't think that folks really understand that is why black folks are so fucking mad. Because we stay with a boot on our neck and motherfuckers trying to act like, well, I'm gay so I can feel that kind of. No, you can't. You can't, because there's a black gays. Sit your ass down. Like, folks be really erasing whole ass people to make it seem like, oh, well, girl, I'm going through something. And it's so crazy, because the reality is these white people, if they would take one moment to say, you know what, I'm really high as fuck off my privilege right now, and I can't really see that I'm being insensitive. Come through, Jay. We here, wavelengths. I'm like looking for the camera. I'm like, but really, I feel like white people really think that if they go through any type of systemic oppression, that is like similar to anti-blackness. It is not. It is not. You know what would have been great if Ashley Graham didn't fucking talk and instead said, you know what, I am the poster child for fatness. I, as a non-fat person, am the poster child for fatness. People are seeing me and clocking me as a fat person because I am a plus size model. When if I wish we would clock that plus size modeling starts at size motherfucking 8. Size 8 is a plus size model, bitch. 8 to 10 is the start off. You think it was 12, right? No. 8 to 10. So what they're basically telling you is that average size women are the ones that are made to model for women that are not average size. So when I go to look at some clothes, they want me to use my imagination. They want me to look at a skinny woman and go, well, I guess my belly would fit right there, I guess. They really expect fat women to have the most best imagination, don't they? They want us to look at a garment and read all of the specs on it. Like, what is this? 4% lycra, nylon, spandex, them twins, polyester. Okay, we're supposed to be doing all of that while also just being a motherfucking consumer. Clock that. Where do any other person, like, can you imagine skinny people in the room? Hi. Can you imagine if you had to buy majority of your clothing online? Can you imagine that you never got to feel your clothes before you actually got them? Can you imagine spending hundreds of dollars on clothes and nothing fits? Can you imagine not knowing your size? Because when you're fat, they literally have decided that there's only 5 to 6 sizes available for actually super fat people. And by super fat, I still mean under size 30. Good morning. Because size 30 doesn't fucking exist. They'll tell you they go up to size 30. They'll have a pair of shorts for you. One pair of shorts in a size 30. And they'll be like, we go up to size 30. Certainly do. Size 30? We got that. Definitely do. Look for a size 30 right now, bitch. Look for a size 30 in, like, try to find a whole outfit in a size 30. Try to find a shirt, a jacket, a pair of pants. Try to find a dress in a size 30, bitch. Try to find a size 12 fucking pair of shoes. These things are not possible. Yo. Shannon, I almost just got up out this pew, bitch. I almost just got up out this pew. Listen, I have to get this wig off my neck. It's getting me hot. Listen, yes, bullying is not oppression. People telling you you're fat, people telling you you're a whale, girl, that is not being oppressed. That is not being oppressed, in my fucking opinion. That is not being oppressed. You know what's being oppressed? When your fat ass goes to the fucking plane and they tell you, just by looking at you, sweetie, you're gonna need 2 motherfucking tickets. That's oppression, girl. When you sit down and you can't really get all comfortable in the seat like anybody else, that's oppression, girl. When somebody looks at you and says, damn bitch, you big, that's not oppression, girl. That's bullying. That's rude. But everywhere you go, motherfuckers ain't saying, damn bitch, you big. Every time you turn around, that's not even what's happening. And lowest key, bitch, let's be real. A lot of fat white people have the safety to be in spaces where people aren't going to come at them like that. 9 times out of 10, a lot of these fat white women have to catch somebody roasting them. Clock that. Clock that. I seen you, Natalie, all in that man's phone trying to see if he texting about you. That wasn't oppression, bitch. Think about it. If I'm not even trying to be shady, I'm a fat bitch. I've sat next to many people. I know they were mad. Only one person actually got physically mad and like didn't want to fight me, but was like, you know how white people be. They be like sighing a lot, sighing really loud. Like I'm sitting basically on this nigga's arm, and he's just like. Honestly, if I was him, if roles were reversed, I would be like, sis, listen, you're leaning on me. I would say something. He passive aggressive. That's how y'all be sometimes. I seen it a lot. But with that being said, bullying is not oppression. Bullying is a symptom of, the society we live in. Bullying to me is a symptom of lookism. We live in a society that was made for white people. That was made for when white people walk out the house, people respected them. The lack of respect people have for fat white women is not because y'all aren't respectable. It's not that. It's because high key, you're unwilling to use your privilege. A lot of white people are mad that I say shit like this, but a lot of white people are doing bad because they're not utilizing their fucking privilege. Now, am I saying go do that? No. In a perfect world, y'all would divest. In a perfect world, y'all would gift your privilege and use your privilege to help others and to do good in other people's lives. But there's so many white people that really just are lazy as fuck, don't want to fucking apply themselves, don't want to reach for the stars, and it's not because they know that their privilege is holding niggas back. There's not one, like I remember I said to a white person, I was like unless you're sacrificing all your money for black folks, I don't understand why I'm feeling bad for you financially doing bad when I know a white person could deadass go on GoFundMe right now and say, my dog's sick, my dog, my rat, my lemur, my animal that I'm not supposed to fucking have in my building. Like, high key, like, can we clock that too? Like, the politics of help, the politics of aid. Can we get into it? Real tea, I have a friend, I'm not going to go too hard, but I have a friend who deadass told me that she wanted to lie about her dog being sick because she knew that people didn't want to give her no money because she black. She knew people did not want to believe her. So she was like, bitch, I'm about to just say that my dog is sick. And I was like, sis. I told her to do what she got to do because at the end of the motherfucking day, bitch, it's sad, but white people will really come out on a damn dog. It's true. It's true. But white people will come on a damn dog. And white people have the resources. And white people will really look in a dog's face on the internet and be like, you know what? I got to get $500 to this dog. I got to do it. Something in my spirit. But they'll see a black baby. They'll see a black baby, a black mama about to be thrown out of somewhere. And motherfuckers be trying to figure out, should I share it? Is it going to fuck up the energy of my platform? Shit just be really fucking blowing me sometimes. Like, the politics are not the same. They're not the same. I feel like when white people go through trauma, they really be taking it to the head. They really take it to the head. Because I truly believe white people want to feel it. They want to feel what anti-blackness feels like. And I feel for them. Because unless you feel it, unless you've gone through it, you wouldn't know that this is something you wouldn't want to experience. White people literally look at black folks, in my opinion, finally getting visibility around our reality, our lived experiences, and white people, of course, don't see that as finally getting equality. They see that as niggas getting special treatment because niggas is talking about oppression that niggas been going through. So it's frustrating that maybe a black person is finally making money off of their lived experiences that high key it took 10 fucking generations to fucking get that privilege. Clock that. There are black writers today talking about their life story and being paid for it. Maybe not a living wage, but still being paid finally for their true experiences and history in this world. And their fucking ancestors whose stories are fucking vital to explaining how we got here will never see a dime of that shit. There are so many black folks' narratives who are missing from the history of this country, and yet we really act like we don't fucking understand why we need black representation. Hello. Like, our ancestors literally were either displaced, killed, or worse, bitch. Or worse. I feel like the shade of it all is the fact that there are black people alive on this soil who know that our ancestors have been through worse than death and displacement. That is a cognitive dissonance to live in. Can you imagine what it's like if you're a non-black person, for a black person to literally exist in their life and look outside and see a bunch of white people and genuinely be like uneasy about that shit? Like, I see white people sometimes and I get shook because I'm like, girl, you really fucking never know. And it's wild because I feel like when white people have that feeling for niggas, 9 times out of 10, bitch, they're wrong. 9 times out of 10, bitch, they're projecting. White people live in constant fear that we're gonna beat their ass. So that's why, let us move wrong. They're shook. And that is why motherfuckers get killed in the streets unarmed. Let us move in a way that scares them, bitch, and they're constantly scared. It is a catch-22. It is a catch-22 and a fucking half. Because how the fuck, what kind of trick question is that? How the fuck you make a scared nigga not shook of you when your whole existence brings fear? Your whole existence has been embedded in being worthy of fearing. So right then and there, we're talking about different experiences. People are literally scared of me when I get angry. But am I angry or am I passionate? Do y'all think I want to fight somebody right now? Or am I beating up this point? That's the thing. Sonic blackness. The fact that my voice has a natural boom and bip. Motherfuckers is mad. Motherfuckers have a aversion to hearing a black person whose cadence isn't monotonous, flat, and perhaps at times sounds combative. It's so fascinating that I don't even have to raise a hand. I don't have to physically be near for someone to be scared of me. That is a lot of power, but at the same time, it's a lot of violence to assume that because I'm big, loud, fat, black, that I am an oppressor, that I'm capable of oppressing you and harming you, traumatizing you by being emphatic. Momo. But let's also talk about this. Courtney, yes, come through. Thank you for the 5, baby. Yes, y'all about to lavish me. Y'all I'm about to have so many Slim Jims, bitch. What? Listen, this is not mine. This is my boyfriend's. I'm not in charge of decoration here, bitch. I'm not in charge of this. Listen, I told him he could keep up the Ninja Turtle. I said it kept me mysterious. Like, niggas don't even know. Niggas is like, bitch, like Ninja Turtles? No. I like pizza. You feel me? And lowest key, I don't even like the Turtles. I like Master Splinter. I feel like folks don't show him enough love. A rat taught some turtles some fucking ninja? Why don't we hear about Master Splinter's backstory? They always want to tell us about the turtles, some fucking radioactive shit got on them. What the fuck happened to Master Splinter? Is he an immigrant? He ain't from fucking New York. Anyways, I'm done. I'm done. I'm just saying, I wouldn't mind if we got some backstory on Master Splinter. Like, that's just my personal experience. Exactly. Come through. But when have we seen him be up in there though? I haven't seen that one crossover episode where they were like, Master Splinter goes to Japan to you know, lay back with the fam. You know, eat some sushi, relax. They never show him resting. He's always in that damn pipe talking, trying to get somebody on their mission shit. Okay, Master Yoshi's Pet Rat. Bitch, I told y'all I don't be watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Thank you for the coin, boo. Yes! Bitch, honestly, I'm feeling like Sean Bradley, bitch. I'm about to have y'all call in, bitch. Like, bitch, I used to watch Sean Bradley, bitch, but sometimes, girl, sometimes I have to get away. Yes, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Michael. Thank all of y'all. Y'all are cooler than me. Come through. You know, I wasn't a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle person. I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! And I watched Jackie Chan Adventures. What strain? I honestly don't know. I'm in Ohio. I wasn't able to choose. You said you're hungry every time you watch me. Damn. Okay. So you calling me baloney? You calling me a pork neck bone? Are you calling me a ham hock? I'm playing. Jackie Chan Adventures was like this shit. And Jackie, one more thing. Make more tea. Bitch, I love tea. Me and Uncle, we was there. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for showing love. Thank y'all for sending likes, sending coins. A bitch like me will be eating very well. I have a question for y'all. Are y'all into mukbangs? I never would think that I would do one, but I'm open. But I would definitely need some help with a theme. Because I don't watch them myself, but I love to eat. And if I could eat and chill with y'all, that would be like two birds, one stone, bitch. Real talk. Okay, word. I'm gonna get some wings or something. We about to do some wings. I'm not gonna support Chick-fil-A on my channel, but I'm gonna be real with y'all. I do on the lowest key fuck with Chick-fil-A. On the lowest of keys. With all my favorite food, grr. See, I don't. That's the thing. I eat with my mouth closed, and I feel like that's why I'm boring. I'd be like, I try not to publicly hold space for Chick-fil-A, but their chicken is good. As I said before, I think that Jesus is in the Chick-fil-A, but God don't like ugly, so that's why sometimes the chicken be wet and nasty. Blunt and Munch. Bitch, I went to sleep at like 5 o'clock this morning. I went to the gym at 9 o'clock this morning. I was like, something in my spirit was like, go. Like, even though I was kind of tired. Canes is good too. Okay. Y'all got some good taste. You know what? I do want to do some food reviews. Low key. Me and Ryan are trying to go on a vacation ASAP Rocky. I'm trying to go to Tennessee and do some food reviews. Because actually, there was this older black woman who has her own barbecue spot. Sometimes on Periscope, I'll do like a watch with me. And so, like, I'll just watch TV on Periscope. Or when I say watch TV, I mean, like, watch YouTube. But I was watching this YouTube documentary about, like, these black-owned barbecue spots. And, chow, this black woman made her own smoker with bricks and this huge piece of, like, sheet metal. It looks so succulent. I have had Indian food. I love Indian food. There's good Indian food around here. So, I'm into it. I also wanted to, what answer? What answer? Oh, I've never tried Nigerian food. I've never tried it. Indian food isn't my fave, but it's definitely like top. I feel like living out here, I'm not gonna lie, Ohio food sometimes is kind of trash. There's like two good Chinese food places, but they're nothing compared to Dragon Phoenix in Connecticut, bitch. If you're in Connecticut, go to Dragon Phoenix. Oh my god, so delicious. Can you request a dish and send me some coin? Oh my god, I would love to. Low key, I would love to do the cooking videos too, because I want to get one of those like one cookers, so I can just, you know, make something for y'all so y'all can see. Because like I've been cooking, y'all. I've been burning pots. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a crock pot bitch too though. Like if y'all fuck with crock pots, I got some crock pot recipes indeed. I really love to make ribs. I've been making ribs a lot, believe it or not. I've been like really experimenting. I actually put orange juice and apple cider vinegar at the bottom of my crock pot for these most recent ribs, and bitch, they came out so fucking tangy. I would love to go to the worst restaurant in my city, but I also want to go to the worst makeup artist and get my face beat just to see how crazy she would have me looking. Because I watched this one video where this woman was it was basically I went to the worst rated beauty guru or worst rated makeup artist, and the woman didn't even put primer on her face, nothing, just started beating it. Literally, she was a browner skinned person, but not very much so. But she still was like highlighting her so much. She looked so ashy. It was funny as fuck, honestly, because the girl was like trying to tell the woman who was doing her makeup, and this was in I believe South Africa. I'm not sure where exactly, but it was comedy to me because I was like, damn, you can't even tell people. Child, it didn't seem so. It did not seem so. Her nails were chipped too. I feel like your nails can't be chipped if you're doing makeup, especially if somebody's like, I'm gonna take a video of you. I would have been like, no, ma'am. I would have been like, not on this day. I would have told her tomorrow. No, like her nail polish was chipped. That's what I meant. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm not. I don't even be getting my nails done, so I don't even be knowing what it all is. But she did not have tips. She had regular nails painted, but they were like, it was like black nail polish, chipped as fuck. And I was just like, damn, girl. And all her beauty products look kind of old, to be honest. They look kind of used as fuck. It really seemed like a at-home studio. It didn't seem like an enterprising business, but that's neither here nor there. I mainly wanted to come through and say that some days I'm gonna look really fucking busted, and I don't care. I feel like I don't have to get to the beauty. I don't have to wear makeup or lay my wig or do anything like that to bring forth anything that I have to say because I don't want to. I feel like especially in the summer, you know. Mm. I feel like you should have a license to do makeup high key. Simply because cleaning brushes for everybody is not the same. I feel like they don't show the faces a lot. Like she didn't show homegirl's face. But her makeup brushes were not clean. Listen, all I know is this. I dated a makeup artist and her brushes were clean as fuck and I was dead. Can I tell y'all something kind of funny? One time Sydney cussed me out because she had like let me borrow some brushes, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm disrespectful sometimes. And so I was just living kind of crazy. I had my makeup set up kind of crazy, and I remember one of the brushes was on the floor, and apparently I will never forget this. What she said to me, she literally was like, I don't remember the name of the company, but she was like, "This is da da da. Have some respect." She was really disgusted with me, like that I did not take care of this brush. And so part of me is like, damn. So that's why I feel like I would only go to somebody who has their license, who takes their shit seriously for makeup, because she literally almost like blacked out on me over a fucking brush being where it wasn't supposed to be. That would only really affect me and my skin. She was like, "Bitch, have some respect for these tools." And I was like, "Wow, I should. You're right. Fuck. Damn, I'm trash." Yes. You know what the hell, damn guy? True. She is a real artist. She is. She is. Honestly, I feel like when Sydney did my makeup, I looked really great. I really liked it. I feel like I could never do my makeup like that though, because she just did it so natural. I was like, girl, why I look like a human still, bitch? I try to look like Avatar when I do my makeup. I want my eyebrows at Jesus's feet. I want my arch high. I mean, here's my thing. You definitely don't have to wear, or excuse me, you don't have to be certified in certain ways to get your coin doing a lot of things, but some stuff I think it should happen. I do, and it's not to be negative, not to be negative. They are brushes are high, and they were really quality too. Like honestly, now that like, I was so spoiled in that relationship because I feel like I've always been buying like pretty cheap ass makeup, and then when me and Sydney started dating, like I had access to like BH Cosmetics, MAC, Anastasia, like everything, bitch. I was living. And then when we broke up, you know, in the divorce, I did get some of the items. But I tell you what, the divorce makeup haul that I had, bitch, ooh, child, yes, it's true, Sarah. It's true, bitch. Cause I can't reconcile. Like I understand it is quality. Like I will probably get a palette from BH because BH really did have a dope palette. But yeah, no. Now I'm back to very basic. Like I'm back at Walmart, you know, splurging on an HD, you know what I mean, an HD foundation, you know, that's my splurge. I'm more into skin right now, I'm not going to lie. I bought some vitamin C serum. I didn't even know that was a thing. Somebody on Lipstick Alley actually posted like this 7 step face cleansing routine that's like on some Korean beauty shit. And a lot of people have been saying Korean beauty is a you know, it's just a game changer when it comes to like the makeup and the quality and what's offered. And truth be told, like that's where I'm kind of going with it. I feel like my face, I never felt confident with just showing my skin, really. And I honestly feel really good about my skin. I feel like my skin is feeling good. It's feeling really really clear. I had some pimples around my hairline that are gone as hell, and I just feel good. But I'm also using this Neutrogena sunscreen oil free moisturizer. I just got this. I really used to not moisturize. I dead ass used to just use a baby wipe, wipe my face down, and put some oil on my face. Like that's dead ass my skincare. That's what it used to be. But now I'm using what is her name? I want to say Timeless Skin, Timeless Health, Timeless Beauty. They have a vitamin C oil that was pretty reasonable. It was $25. It was supposed to last 3 months, but from what I heard, the vitamin C serum oxidizes pretty quickly. So what I've been doing is just going crazy with it because I feel like if it doesn't last me 3 months, that's fine. But I don't want to throw any of this shit away because it's a very tiny little dropper bottle. But personally, I feel like my skin complexion has brightened. I have some darker marks on the sides of my face that I feel like are not really being affected just so far. It's really been less than a month, but I'm hoping I'm working on it, and we shall see. But truth be told, that's my main focus right now. Is also taking off my makeup before I go to sleep because I can be one of those too. I low key I don't like sleeping in makeup, but there's just something about it. You know, at the end of the day, you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to sleep with these lashes. I'm gonna go to sleep with this. I used to go to sleep with contacts on my eyes, so I like to think I'm doing better. You know, I like to think that I'm on the up and up. Bitch, I'm so dead. I'm not gonna lie, like I feel like the whiteness in my lineage and my DNA, it is coming out. Like it is definitely attacking my melanin. I'm not going to lie, I do feel that. But I feel that every winter. Every winter I feel like the whiteness is coming for me because I have winter's itch. I feel like I don't know many niggas with winter's itch. I have random ass eczema. Like randomly my skin is like, bitch, we're so dry, it's going to itch. And then I'm good. It's weird. It's like I have combination skin like shit. Like my skin will go from regular to dry as fuck to regular again. It's just can't call it. Can't call it. But my skin does love oil. I love to be drenched in oil. If I could, I would cover myself in this shea butter. I stay with shea butter sitting next to me. Like I stay with a bunch of shea butter near me because you never know. You know what? I've heard so many things about black soap. I've heard good and bad things. I personally don't use hard soap anymore on my skin because I feel like some soaps have natural hardeners, and so I can't really mess with everybody's black soap because some black soap is OD. Like some black soap, in my opinion, leaves me feeling so dry. But the skin stuff I'm using now is, I think it's called Alibaba or Aruba, Ariaba. It's in a green and yellow bottle, and I got it from Target, and it has a pineapple enzyme in it. Some black soap, true. Yes, you know what? I mixed some liquid black soap with some Dr. Bronner's, the mint. I live for that. That stuff, it doesn't dry out my skin, but I don't know. I feel like it's more of a summer shower thing. Like I don't know if anybody else is out there with the peppermint soap in the summer, but that shit is, because when it's hot, your whole body feels tingly. It almost feels like a eucalyptus kind of energy, like when that breeze hits you or hits your armpit or hits your back of your leg, you just kind of feel that mint. It's lovely. Truth be told, get you some Dr. Bronner's, and I believe you can use it for any part of your body and things of that nature. Um, Here's the thing. I feel like if you're a white passing person and you know that you have privilege in a certain area, like let's say in your job, you know that you are passing, or let's say that in the past you have passed. Let's say that, in the past you've worked at a newspaper, and because you were passing as white, people maybe took you more seriously, or people took your opinion in more esteem. They held your opinion in higher esteem. So, truth be told, I feel like there's ways in our lives that people give us breaks. People don't hold us to a certain standard, or people are allowing us to exist without hassle. So, part of me, yes, Alba, come through, Jennifer. Aliba, bitch, I didn't even know the name. Um, but I feel like if you know that you're in a certain job field where people are treating you as if you're Caucasian, where people are giving you unearned privileges, and those things look all different types of ways. I feel like when I try to explain privilege to other lighter skinned people or even people that are passing as white, I try to just make them aware of the fact that there's gonna be times where you're privileged and you don't fucking know. There's gonna be times where like you can't call it. You're like, is it cause I'm cute? Is it because this person wants to fuck me in particular? Like, there's no way to really know every single time where your privilege is helping you, in terms of colorism. But there's so many other privileges that we may have that are actually helping us in life and helping us, ascend or just be comfortable. I think that that's another thing. I think that because I'm not white passing, I do think that the experiences that I go through are different than a person who is white passing. But I would note that like both me and a white passing person, both will have a more easier time when we're standing up for ourselves, So maybe there are black women in your department that have gripes. If I were you, I would, perhaps try to communicate with them and try to see where they're at emotionally at the job. Because I know personally, if I ever was in a power of position at my job, I made sure to make sure black women, especially black women who are not mixed, who are not lighter skinned, who didn't have the privileges I had, were enjoying the job. We're getting the perks. We're getting the things that other people who are non-black, younger, even had more access to beauty privilege were getting simply because of ageism, anti-blackness, colorism. There's many ways that I think we will not see privilege. So it's up to us to actually talk to people who are going through anti-blackness in the roughest of situations and try and figure out how we can leverage our privilege to help that person. More often than not, there are individuals in our life who are darker skinned who need help, in terms of not necessarily financial, because I hate the idea that we always posit that like all darker skinned people are financially not savvy or financially unable, because I know that we're aware of like exceptions, and the reality that we don't know every darker skinned black person. But with that being said, I think we do know that if somebody is a minority at the job in terms of there not being many other darker skinned black people, even if there are black people there or people who identify as black there, it's our job to really check in on them and really to ask, what they need. Because 9 times out of 10, that darker skinned person has been programmed to not trust nobody, to not trust even another black person who especially doesn't look like them, or who especially doesn't share their oppression, or experiences in terms of intersections of power and oppression. So I do think that you should always be going out of your way. You should always be looking for chances to reach out to folks who don't have the privilege of, hiding within whiteness. And I think, not to say you are hiding, but I know that that's a possibility. Another thing. I think about how I was passing for a long time as mixed. I did not claim blackness. I feel like that is a politic. We can claim mixed and never say we're black. We can say we're mixed and we can say we're black last after we name Kosovo, Costa Rica, and everywhere else. Like, we can really dismiss blackness with how we talk. Not to mention, I feel like sometimes folks who are black but aren't always seen as black, we don't clock how sometimes our energy is hella hostile. Like, even though we have been denied blackness, it doesn't mean that every black person that denies our blackness is someone that hates us or doesn't fuck with us intrinsically. It is their experience, to see someone who is perhaps not looking like them and maybe trying to get into the community and experience even more privilege. I feel like that's what folks aren't acknowledging. Like, if you're a white passing person, you can genuinely be in white spaces. You can be in light skinned spaces, where light skinned folks are obviously like gatekeeping, which is a real thing. Like if you watch a lighter skinned person on YouTube, you may find that a lot of their friends, a lot of their cohorts and consorts are lighter skinned. I feel like a lot of lighter skinned people do look for other lighter skinned people. That is a politic. That is a way of life for some lighter skinned people. But I also feel like it almost in some ways goes hand in hand with this idea that lighter skinned people have this fear of seemingly not being included. So there's an exclusionary energy where we need to connect. Because I used to think in ways that like light skinned folks do need to have their own spaces to talk, because I feel like there's so much feedback from people saying mixed people and light skinned people who are mixed are not black. And I'm like, well, if that's the case, then I think we should have our own space. But then I think about how that sounds, how it sounds like I'm trying to be exclusionary, and how that shit seemed normal, and how that shit seemed like it was a solution. And the reality is I don't think that light skinned folks, just like I don't think white folks, need to be by themselves to educate each other on how to not be fucked up. I don't think that that's gonna help us. I feel like if anything, that sounds like a low key segregation. Sorry. To me, it sounds like a low key segregation of blackness. I feel you, but I don't think that that's necessary. I think that any space where a person who is not oppressed needs to be alone. Like, you know how many light skinned spaces there are. Personally, I'm not trying to be shady. I'm just saying, like, everywhere you go online, like, there's spaces for light skinned folks to talk and like be visible and be heard. And so I don't think that the problem is we don't have enough spaces. I think the reality is darker skinned black folks don't have enough spaces, and us creating spaces that are exclusionary, that are not welcoming of darker skinned black folks who are literally always trying to be recognized for the trauma that they go through, and never, in my opinion, be divisive when speaking about their own trauma. I just feel like it's just not what needs to happen. But again, I'm not infallible. I feel like because I have light skin privilege, I definitely will fuck up. I definitely will say shit like, I think light skinned folks should get together and have a communication about how we can be, better allies. That shit sounds good in theory, but the reality, the practice of it all would be fucking bananas. Let's be real about that. That's like saying we should all get together as black folks, color notwithstanding, and all talk. I still think that that space, while it would be an improvement, it would still take so much modding. It would take a rule book of life. There would be so much nuance in conversation, but we don't know how it would go in every instance. So I do think that if it's not bringing all of us together to talk and listen and hear, I don't think it's worthy, because I feel like the idea that white people need to sit together in a room and talk about anti-blackness to get it without us being there, we know that sounds fucking crazy. You know what I mean? We know that sounds crazy. We know that that doesn't sound like anyone's going to get any closure about any fucking thing. I mean, here's my thing. I feel like if darker skinned folks don't want to hear about lighter skinned folks going through anti blackness, I feel like that's unfortunate, because I think that the reality is I've tried to say this before. I am not the type of YouTuber that will sit here and say that only darker skinned people experience colorism. That is not the case. I think that it is unfortunate that we have not been able to talk about the broader conversation, but I know that that is a symptom of anti-blackness and not necessarily darker skinned black folks not wanting to be nuanced. However, I do think that the nuance is not always readily available because folks are not there. I feel like it's almost like when white people say race is a social construct. It is, but we're not there. You know what I mean? We're not there. So when I say that like we need to all talk and we all need to like get on the same page, the reality is there is nuance there. I feel like there are lighter skinned people who experience colorism. To think that there are no lighter skinned people that experience colorism is unfortunate. It just is not the case. We're also not clocking the fact that there are a lot of folks, dark and light, who live with white people, and no matter what color they are still the dark one. I hate to say that, but the context of dark and light is not just in our community. There are white people facilitating situations where darker skinned people believe that they are white. Lighter skinned people believe that they are white simply because a white family has taken them in. That is that is an experience of colorism. There are so many instances where colorism does come up for not just darker skinned black folks. However, if we not at a point where we all acknowledge anti-blackness as being specifically damaging to darker skinned black people in a very specific and organized systemic way, then how the fuck can we ever talk about lighter skinned folks? That's why I feel like when light girls came out after dark girls, I thought it was really fascinating. I thought it was really fascinating, mainly because, pause, I'm dead. I'm like, is this person gonna still keep on posting? Damn, I lost my train of thought. Okay, we're not going to be able to, okay, when the documentary Dark Girls came out and folks were mad that Light Girls came out, that is legitimate anger. I totally agree. I feel like Dark Girls didn't even get a chance to simmer on the palate. We didn't even get to, you know when motherfuckers drink wine? We didn't even get to do all that. Light Girls came out and literally shifted the focus in this way that I feel like darker skinned folks consistently clock. Darker skinned folks are consistently saying, bitch, every time we open up our mouth about anti-blackness, here y'all go with the same shit, saying that bullying is the same thing as systemic oppression. Bullying is not colorism in terms of, they did make a Light Girls. Bullying in terms of like the Light Girls documentary, I feel like in a lot of instances was systemic. It wasn't that I felt like the light skinned girls were saying that dark skinned women were bullying them for no reason. They were citing the reasons as that they thought they were cute, or that this and that and this and that. And I understand where these women are coming from. I understand. Personally, I never really experienced that shit. I never really experienced darker skinned folks coming at me ever. I never experienced that. That's not my experience. But what I will say is that I do think that when you go through something traumatic and someone's like, someone's reaffirming that it was because your hair was cute, or because your hair was long, or because you were not black, or because you were mixed. I feel like that does fuck with somebody's psyche. And again, it's a derivative of white supremacy. I do think that if you are a darker skinned person and you physically violate someone for their privilege, I'm not going to say that I understand and that that's okay, because I don't think that at all. Because I feel like when I see people being anti-black to dark-skinned women, I absolutely don't think that's okay. I absolutely don't think that that's cool. And I know that it's not on the same standing, but I feel like if somebody punches me in the fucking face, that doesn't mean that I get to punch somebody else in the fucking face. Like that, it doesn't go that way. I feel like if somebody's punching me in the face, I am allowed, you know what I mean, to react however the fuck I want. But I feel like when it comes down to it, I feel like even juxtaposing someone slicing someone's face or cutting their hair with systemic oppression, it just feels weird as fuck, because it's like, okay, it almost is a derailment tactic in ways. So I feel like as a lighter skinned person, I'm always down to clock my people. I'm always down to clock folks who really be sitting here acting like they don't understand why a darker skinned person in particular isn't fucking with them, when the reality is perhaps it is your energy, perhaps it is your entitlement to space with darker skinned people. I feel like lighter skinned people don't clock that maybe you're not being invited into a particular community where there are darker skinned people because maybe you do not make them feel safe. Hello? I feel like lighter skinned folks don't realize privilege is scary. When you have privilege, you can scare people. You ever have a white person be real rich around you and you get shook a little bit? I've definitely had that. I've definitely been around white people that had so much money, I was scared. Their privilege scared the fuck out of me. Because I know that when you're around someone that has privilege, their actions are without any type of reality. Their reality is not mine. So when I'm with a white person who's acting crazy in the car, I get real scared because I know what it could be. But that white person has no idea. They're like, what could happen to me? Who could harm me? Who gonna do what? Who gonna run up? True. Chaz, I feel like I was busted just for being fat. I think it had nothing to do with my light skin. Honestly, I feel like I just was a fat bitch at the end of the day. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I was a fat bitch, and people came for me for that primarily. People were just like, "You're fat. Your name is Tatiana. We're gonna call you Titanic." That was the energy. That was the energy. As I was fat, they were gonna make fun of me. Random, hey boo. We're just going in. We're going in on a lot of topics. We got a lot of topics popping today. A lot of topics today. But as I was saying, personally, I just feel like there's lots of nuance. There's lots of conversations that can be had. I wanted to come here and just say, fuck beauty. Fuck the idea that like any fat woman, any fat femme needs to be giving you beauty, needs to be performing for you. I wish that we as fat femmes would acknowledge the performance. We didn't wake up like this, but it's okay. You feel me? We didn't wake up like this, but it's okay. We don't have to go to sleep in our wigs, go to sleep in our makeup, go to sleep in the things that make us feel beautiful and affirmed, and wake up looking crazy as fuck with our skin all matted and fucked up because we wanted to sleep in the beauty, we wanted to keep the beauty around us. That is a real thing that I know a lot of folks feel. This idea that the beauty that we have to create, or the beauty that we have to buy into, is seemingly like all that is real, all that is, on our minds. And that's kind of what kept me from coming back here too, is that I know I have gained weight. I feel like part of my brand or my aesthetic was, I'm wearing, very revealing clothes where like, my belly's out or my thighs are out. And it's not that I don't wear clothes like that anymore, but it's more so like I'm a lot fatter. And so part of me was kind of afraid of, you know, being not bullied, but just like people who used to fuck with me being like, well, that bitch is fat as fuck. She don't care about herself. And just assuming that, you know, I'm somehow going through something because I'm fatter. I feel like that's such a politic. I actually gained weight on purpose. I know if you can believe that, I actually gained weight on purpose. Part of it was obviously, as I've talked about before, part of my online domination. Part of like what I do online to dominate men is I make them send me money for snacks. I make them send me money for expensive meals. That is low key my kink. I feel like I haven't talked about it a lot, but I've gotten into fetism pretty hardcore in the last 3 years. Like, I did not expect this. I did not expect to be a fat person who enjoyed getting fatter. I feel like most of my life I was just maintaining my fat, and even though I'm sure I was gaining, I never really noticed. I never really cared. And so I want to say, after me and Sydney broke up and I pretty much quit my job at Cinnabon, I found a website through a friend, where basically guys want you to be, you know, aggressive. And they want you to basically tell them what to do with their money. And it's almost like financial domination, but there are some aspects of it that are not at all about the money. Like, there's many instances where what's up, y'all? Where a lot of there's a lot of instances where there's a lot of I'm not plugging the website anymore. Please nobody post the website because they done banned me. So I'm hating. I'm hating right now. I can't post the website because I don't fuck with them. Please respect my wishes. I do not want to give them any free promo. To be honest, I want to start my own fetism website for feties who are of color. I don't feel like the spaces that I was in or that I'm even in currently are affirming of fat blackness. I feel like if you are a fat black femme, I'm gonna let you know right now, sis, it's crazy. All right, it's crazy. Listen, I'm there. You said Tati K. But yeah, so I feel like I gained 100 pounds on purpose. I gained 100 pounds because I lowest key wanted to get a booty, and I'm not about to get a surge. Um, true. And lowest key, I gained weight because I love food. I feel like when I found out about this kink where basically men would send you money to buy snacks and shit, and send you money just to see you be fat. Like, there's this one dude who would send me money just to eat fucking chocolate chip cookies. You feel me? Like, he would dead at bitch, don't play. I'm trying to go on a food tour every day. But there's this one dude who would pay me to eat chocolate chip cookies and listen to the song C is for Cookie by Cookie Monster. And he was mad nice. So just then and there, I feel like it also affirms my energy of being a little. You feel me? Like, I feel like sometimes I'm not really into thinking that I'm like a tiny person, but I like to be babied. I like to be spoiled. So all of this in tandem with finding this website where being fat is literally like being a goddess. Like, being fat is literally like being Jesus. Like, that's how I felt. Like, that the past 3 years really has been a whirlwind of just affirming my fatness, affirming my enjoyment of food, affirming my enjoyment of being spoiled as fuck. Um, yes. Sarah, come through. So I agree. Like, I feel like I was going through my own personal trauma where I was like shook about being real about being into sex work. You know what I mean? Damn guy, I'm right. But I feel like part of the sex work that I was involved in was literally just like video chatting with dudes from like Jamaica and like eating a plate of food and just talking. I feel like that's another part of it is like I think that for some people hear that like I was eating for men and they think that I'm like eating fast as fuck some Popeyes and like this guy's jerking off in my face. And the reality is, more often than not, it's regular dinner dates. A lot of these guys just wanna, see a fat woman enjoy food. There are so many, if you think about it, there are so many of us fat femmes that enjoy food and we never show it because we're scared, because we think that it's negative. We think that it's fat, it's obese. I be saying that shit to myself sometimes, like, bitch, you're obese as fuck. Because I be having obese ass energies. I be having obese thoughts and shit. But sometimes I feel like we get scared to enjoy food because we know, or rather, we feel like this food is making us automatically fat, which makes us automatically ugly, which is so crazy because when we eat, we're nourishing our bodies. I really hate the narrative that just being fat means, like, by being fat, you're always fat and you're always unhealthy. You're always doing too much. You're always not doing the right thing. You're always in need of someone to give you guidance, or someone to parent you, or to give you some kind of chastisement. It's very infantilizing to be fat because every day somebody thinks they know my health. Every day somebody thinks that they can tell I'm about to die. Every day somebody tells me, "Bitch, you need to lose weight," or you're too big, or you're sloppy. Things like that. Like, those things are said to me all the time, and I feel like, what right does anybody have to tell anybody that they're too big? Wouldn't that be considered rude? But no, it's okay still to oppress fat people. I agree, random. I agree. So my fear about talking about my kink or my fetism journeys was also the reality that I'm a fat person who's basically saying I don't care if I get fatter. Because what some people will hear is she doesn't care if she dies. She doesn't care if she explodes. She doesn't care if she can't fit clothes, or her her shoes are extra wide. Like, that is not what I'm communicating. What I'm trying to communicate, what I'm trying to convey is that I've never been the type of person to, like, weigh myself and be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I let myself go." I'm not that type of fat girl. I've never been that type of fat girl, thankfully. I've always been the type that just felt like I'm fat. So, that's genuinely always been my energy. I'm fat. I'm not going to lose weight for anybody. I'm not going to lose weight because I don't want to. And I'm not going to down myself in front of anybody so that people can feel like, well, she already roasted herself. I'm not going to do that. If you're going to roast me, I'm going to cut the fuck out of you with my tongue. And then we're going to go from there. Exactly, exactly. But I do think that there's this energy that if you are into fetism, there's some mental health issue going on with you, and I disagree with that. I think that the truth is that unfortunately for me, I'm an addictive person. I have an addictive personality. I enjoy food a lot. I always have. And I feel like now that I know that there's literally a space, several spaces, where there are men and women and people who are into sponsoring meals for fat people like myself, who enjoy a buffet more than once a week. So personally, I would have to say that it feels good to come here with my little ass baby eyebrows, girl. Let them live, let them live. And just be in my truth, because when I get fly and look cute and shit, that's still me. I still feel the same. I still have that same energy. But it almost sometimes feel like if you're not giving beauty, people dead ass don't want to hear you. People don't want to deal with you. People don't want to, like, even like your pictures if you're not being super beautiful. Like, people really expect a performance and only want to give a reward, which is literally like communication. Like, you ever notice that shit? Like, people will really not communicate with you unless you're looking beautiful. And then if you are looking beautiful, they'll be like, "Oh my god, girl, you look great today. 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 You look good. Today. Today. Today." I hate today. I hate today. Why say today? Just say they look good. You don't need to remind somebody that they've been looking busted for however many fucking days you've been counting. Let them live. If they got to the beauty, bitch, kudos. Kudos. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. I see every day, I see very beautiful black women coming through, everything done. And it's like, yo, every video a new look for y'all? Motherfuckers is spoiled out here. Really are. Really are. I had somebody once compliment the background, like the background of my photo. And I literally was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I just feel like I remember Instagram used to be cute. I feel like now Instagram is crazy now. Like people are really out here like, bitch, I'll like 85 of your pictures, won't say shit. Why? Say hello. Jerry, hello. Well, thank you for chilling. Listen, maybe I'm shady. Maybe I'm shady. I'm like, bitch, why aren't you complimenting me? Why are you looking at my backdrop? Well, thank you for the... Listen, y'all about to make me cry. Like, bitch, y'all got me money. Girl, do y'all know I have the exact amount of money to where I can get a family meal from fucking Popeyes right now, and I might be able to get an extra black and ranch if they don't fucking vex me. They might give me an extra black and ranch. Y'all are hooking it up. Y'all are really hooking it up. I really appreciate the coin. Truly do. All right, that sweet heat and that black and ranch. I'm sorry for clapping. Whoa, my hands are loud. I have Hellboy hands, bitch. I can't help it. Girl, I was a good clapper in church, bitch. I'll be like, I'll be the baritone clap bitch at the church, bitch. You hear that one clap? That's like, let me stop. But yeah. I'm about to wrap this up because it's been a long time. We've been here for like almost an hour and 35 minutes. Actually, exactly that. But it's been cute and it's been fun, and I've been appreciative of all of your feedback and all of you guys just, throwing stuff at me, because that's why I come here. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I feel like all the videos about to be live for the rest of this month. June. I genuinely want to start a June project where I vlog every day. Like, that is my tea. Probably, I'm trying to go live like every day, honestly. I'm trying to go live every day just to check, just to say, hey. I know, I'm dead at Kyla. I'm dead. Kyla's over here asking for coin, girl. I'm dead. Live your truth, sis. Kyla, if you need coin, hit me up, girl. I'll send you 5, sis. If you need 5, what's up? Because you probably need 10. Come hit me up, girl, if you need some coin. What up? Word. This is saved. This is saved. Do not worry. Do not worry. Do not worry. It's an hour and almost 40 minutes of maybe hot fire. I'm not sure. Feel free to comment, rate, subscribe. How do I feel about YouTube tarot readers? Some of them I feel like annoy me because I feel like they're just reading what they already know. Like, and here's the thing. I get annoyed because I am still learning. Like, I'm still trying to figure out how you came up with this thought, sis, off these 3 cards. You know what I mean? I've been reading. I did a tarot party last night, and I feel like I'll probably wait because my back was hurting bad last night. I was really trying to just sit up and just give the realness. But my back was really, really hurting, so probably gonna give it a couple of days before I come back and do a live tarot party. But I did have a really good time coming through, and I did enjoy reading all the cards. I feel like the next time that I do one, though, I may charge, because low-key nobody sent me not $1, girl, as a tip. I'm not gonna lie, I don't do it for the tips, but I did notice that. I did notice. So I was like, you know what? Next time we're gonna charge at least $1, girl. We're gonna charge at least $1, girl. Cause girl, you know what I mean? Like, I'm working on tips, mama. You feel me? Child, listen. You were the only one that got one that was kind of questionable, but I didn't say he was going to break up. I said it's a breakup card, like the energy is there for the breakup potential. You know, that's what I said. That's what I said. I didn't say, like, it's about to be a breakup. You was trying to ask about a lot of things, though. Like, that's another thing. And I'm really not trying to be annoying. I feel like I always feel annoying whenever I say how I feel about shit, because I have bad boundaries. I really don't say anything until something goes wrong. Like I literally just let people live, and then I feel like I gotta instead of just laying my boundaries, because I just I don't know, something about me, bitch. But if I'm offering a one card read and I give you two cards, there was a list, you know? Like I feel like I went above and beyond. So I truly just feel like if it's a one card read, respect the other people on the list. Don't ask a bunch of questions. Ask your one question and let's keep it moving. I wanted to just, you know, have a good night last night and just give. And I felt like some folks were being a little extra, but I will say my piece. I'm definitely not the type of person that will hold it back, but I just wanted to say last night it did kind of blow me a couple times where folks were trying to get extra readings or get more information off of a one card, you know? If folks had tipped, would have been a different story. Let me say that, girl. Let me say that. If folks were tipping, energy would have been different. But listen, Jennifer could be extra. I don't care. I'm just saying, she could be extra. Let her be that. Live that truth, sis. I don't care. I'm not trying to come for you for being extra. Don't come for her. Let her live. Chad, nobody gotta send me $1. I'm good. I'm good. I had 27. I'm good. I'm only speaking my piece because I just want folks to just not do that next time. I just feel like if I'm giving a one card, get your one card. There will be more. I just feel like folks were kind of starving a little bit. Folks were kind of starving. And I was like, ah. You know, I was trying to give. So I just want to let that be known. If I offer a one card read, just take the one card. Just take the one card. If you want clarity, you could send me a coin. We can do a personal private sesh. But I noticed that a lot of folks love the tarot parties, but I feel like there is this disconnect with, you know, people just even considering that I want anything, you know what I mean? Or considering that I need anything, rather. Like, people don't consider that I could need something. Not that I want something, because if I wanted something, I would just say, girl, give me $5. I would be like, girl, tarot party tonight, $5. But people don't consider a need when someone's, like, you know, considering that people need spiritual healing, low-key. No hate to you being extra. No hate to you being extra. You know what? I have complicated thoughts on Lizzo and on Chica. I feel like they're both really dope, but I do have some thoughts about both. But I'm gonna save that for another time. Jennifer, you're fine. I feel like if you ask for two questions next time and you sent the tip, sis, I'll have nothing to say. I'm just saying, like, it's the vibe is different when you ask for something and you've already given or you've considered the other person. Other people are usually pretty nice. Like, honestly, usually when you're giving and someone gives, you notice there's a volley of giving. People are just giving, giving, giving. But I feel like that is something that is a flaw of mine. I feel like I expect people to operate in that way because that is how I am. And it's easier for me to modify myself than expect other people to change. So it's just something that I'm trying to just be clear about that. You know, I enjoy doing tarot. But just because I enjoy it doesn't mean that, you know, folks can't bless. Folks can't bless. You know, I ain't hating. I'm just saying, you know, folks could bless. I just want to let that be known. And also, I don't like to always be like, you know, here's my PayPal, here's my Cash App. Like, I'm not on that. I'm really not on some, y'all need to be paying me to be here. Like, that's not how I feel. If I felt like that, why would I even fucking be here? Like, high key. If I really felt like that, why would I even come? I feel like I have more to say than I have to ask for. I feel like I'm definitely more of a giver than a taker. But it doesn't mean that I don't need anything, or it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate. I feel like that's another thing. Appreciation, you know? Come through Botswana. Yes, yo, I live when people hit me up and they're like, I'm from Portugal, bitch. Kisses from Rome. I'm like, listen, do I eat when I'm bitch, not KKK Grand Wizard. Girl, I am not allowing the Grand Wizards in here. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, thank you. But as far as me eating when I'm depressed, oh, come through Belgium. But as far as me eating when I'm depressed, bitch, I eat in general. When I'm sad, I masturbate. Actually, masturbation literally clears sadness, and like you can't even think of sadness when you're masturbating. You're thinking of nasty shit. I feel like eating when I'm sad does not help me. I literally need a I need a head change. So I'll just like masturbate for like 45 minutes, bust like 6 nuts, and I'll be like, depression, who's that? I'm ordering Chick-fil-A and I'm at ease. I'm at ease now, you know? I feel like, you know, I finally got back to me. So what up, Cuddles? Come through South Africa. Yes, I live. Thank you for supporting me with y'all international asses. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm about to go. But yeah, thank you for checking in with me and saying hey and seeing what's up. Also, sidebar, I noticed my Lipstick Alley thread was updated. Thank you for checking on me. I feel really beautiful, really amazing. Thank y'all for like folks that were standing up for me. Thank you. But even the people that had negative things to say about me, honestly, I appreciate that. Cause it would be crazy if the whole thread was just all peaches and cream and rainbows and hula hoops, you feel me, and mermaids. Like, it's not gonna always be that. Listen, I don't think Lipstick Alley is a dark place. I really think it depends on what you're looking for. I feel like your Lipstick Alley experience is what you make it. Cause highest key, I be on Lipstick Alley learning about skincare. I be on Lipstick Alley getting all types of recipes. I be on Lipstick Alley getting like news low key before a lot of other people. Like, the people on Lipstick Alley should be in the CIA, FBI, girl. Like, there's some tea that I find out about, and I'll go on Periscope and be like, yo, y'all heard about this? Like, I remember when I was talking about Cardi was pregnant. I knew Cardi was pregnant when bitch, come on. She went from never wearing coats to being completely dressed up. It was very obvious to me. But folks were acting like they didn't know. They had no idea. There were a couple things that Lipstick Alley brought up that I shared, and folks were like, what the fuck? Like, what? Where did you get this tea? So I enjoy Lipstick Alley because it's kind of like a black Reddit, you know? Because whenever I go on Reddit, I'm like, ugh, the Caucasian is high. The Caucasian is high. And again, I don't hate white people. I just feel like y'all are dominant as fuck. Like, y'all are out here. So my critique on y'all will never really be nice because I don't have anything to hold it up against. People don't realize that. When I critique white supremacy, it's because it's the only thing that is eating our souls. Like, people are not clocking that. I go in on white supremacy because it is a construct of evil that white people enjoy. It's literally like a different type of internet, you know, that only white people can get up on, and they be really acting like people hate them because they're critiquing the ways in which we have been influenced by their domination. Come through, Anna. Just DM me. DM me on Insta or DM me on Twitter and we'll set it up. I got FaceTime. I got Kik for the kickers. WhatsApp for the WhatsAppers. Skype for the Skypers. Facebook chat for the Facebook chatters. Honestly, I feel like Messenger is so crazy. Messenger, bitch. Like, everybody got Messenger. Everybody and their god brother. You ever notice that? Like, the people that hit me up on Facebook Messenger, I'd be like, how you find me? Let me find out you just following fat bitches. Like, honestly, I got a lot of dudes that hit me up on Facebook Messenger, and I'd be like, where did I come up for you? Where did you find me? Because I don't even know you, girl, and got the nerve to be like, what's up? I need an introduction. I need an introduction, sir. Yeah, I don't know if I don't like Facebook, but I have family members from Jamaica that I just can't delete my Facebook for because motherfuckers will think I'm dead. Like, high key. I can't delete my Facebook or else genuinely people in my family will be worried for me. Like, there's some of us out here, we literally can't delete our Facebook. We want to, but our baby cousins will be like, what happened? What you going through? Like, really, I got like a couple baby cousins that be like, hey, cuz, I love you. Like, my baby cousins be telling me they love me all the time on Facebook, bitch. I cannot leave. I cannot leave. We do not text. I don't want to text them We're not on that level. You know what I mean? My little baby cousins, they're babies. They are babies. 15, 14, those are little babies. Do not be texting me, little cousins. Facebook me. Facebook is like the most vanilla platform I have right now. It's the only platform where I don't be cussing people out. You ain't gotta lie, Craig. Listen, we're gonna go on that. We're gonna leave on that note. We're gonna leave on. You don't think I'm fat? We're gonna leave. We're gonna leave on that. We're gonna leave. We're gonna go. We're gonna go. Y'all have a really beautiful afternoon. For the people out there that are creatives, Max, how come you don't say hi or bye to me, bitch? What's going on? Do anybody be noticing that? Actually, since I've been aggy, Max, you came in here and said, hey, chat. What's the tea? Every time you come in, you never say what up to me. What's going on, girl? We got beef? What's going on? What time am I coming tomorrow? Honestly, I don't know. Probably after the gym. I feel like I'm about to go to the gym and then come back and try to be all refreshed because that's the only reason why I feel like I'm like alive. You know, because I really woke up and got my gym popping or whatever. No tea. Yes, girl. Hmm? You said come back and talk about sidewalk etiquette. Child. Okay. Okay, sis. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Anyways, I'm about to go for real. I hope y'all have a great day. Chats. But yeah, I will talk to y'all soon. Go and wrestle. You were shoved by a white man? Bitch, honestly, let's burn him down together. Let's just fire, fire, braca, braca. Like, let's just do it, honestly. Let's just come through. Honestly, I don't move these days. Like, if a person tries to bogart me, I'm bogarting back. Honestly, I'm like, look, actually, bitch, before I go, I'm gonna leave y'all with a little story about how I fucking bopped on a bitch. So tell me why. You know how Capricorns are, bitch. You already know. Petty for no reason. So tell me why I was at Walgreens and I was using like you know how they have the little baby carts in Walgreens? And so I was at Walgreens. I low-key was really broke, so I was trying to make myself feel better. And so I bought myself a notebook and I bought myself some men's flip-flops because I have big ass feet and the women's flip-flops was not in my size, girl. They weren't wide. They weren't wide. I wanted to make y'all laugh. And so I'm like at Walgreens with literally a bag of almonds, flip-flops, and a fucking notebook with a whole carriage, bitch. And so I go to check out, and as I'm finishing up my transaction, like I just got my change back, this Caucasian woman literally bumps my cart with her cart. And if you've been in a Walgreens, you know that the Walgreens checkout counter is like this fucking big. So the fact that she collided with me was really crazy. And so when she bumped me, I literally had a whole moment where I was looking around like, did anybody else see this shit? Like, she literally just bumped me out the way like, move, bitch. And I'm literally putting my money in my bag. So I literally am still there. Like, bitch, I'm still at the counter with my purchases. She just hit my cart, bitch. And so I'm looking at her like, and so, bitch, I bumped back my motherfucking cart because she done hit the cart. The cart came coming at me, and the cart stopped just before it hit me, but it still hit my cart, and I heard it. And so I looked at her for a second, and I just bumped back my cart, right? Why did this bitch fall? Why did this bitch fall? Bitch, I went bump and turned around. All of a sudden I heard, "Gah!" Bitch is on the floor. Bitch, I didn't even turn around. I was like, ah! And I fucking got the fuck up out of there, bitch. Girl, the worst part about it is my ride was behind the bitch. So I'm over here next to the car, can't even get in the car. Bitch, I'm crouched with flip-flops, a notebook, and some fucking almonds, bitch, outside of a Walgreens, hoping that I don't go to jail. So really, the white people be encroaching on spaces. The white people really do be taking over. They taking over, bitch, every day. Like, girl, you at the Walgreens? What is so pressing, bitch? You're one a day? Some calcium? What the fuck? You need it immediately, bitch. Post haste. Because those are baby carts. Them carts ain't even big body. Them carts couldn't even hold dog food for real. Dog food be ripped and shit. Ripped in half fucking with them little ass carts. And she over here want to bump somebody. And it was with a good heart too, bitch. Because she bumped that shit. And I just looked at her. And she was just like, acting like, anyways. Just really crazy. I feel like they're just drunk off of owning all of this. And even the broke ones. Girl, don't be around a broke white person, girl. Because they'll make you feel bad as hell, girl. I feel like broke white people want to make you cry, girl. Broke white people be like, girl, I'm not even white. I'm broke. Broke white people be like, girl, I'm not even white like that, girl. I'm poor. I gotta go, bitch, because you already know who I'm talking about.